Hi, from today I'm going to start solving the Leetcode playlist of questions that is top interview 150. I'll solve each of them one by one along with the solution, analysis, and time complexity. This is J1. I'll be doing merge sorted array today, that is Leetcode 88. So what the problem asks us key, there are suppose two arrays nums1 and num2 that are both sorted in decreasing order, and there are two integers, that is m and n, given to us that are sizes of nums1 and num2 respectively. So what the question expects us is key, merge we need to merge nums1 and nums2 into a single array sorted in non-decreasing order. That is, suppose nums1 is 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0 are blank space is given. That is the size of nums1 is actually 3, and nums2 is 2, 5, 6, size is 3, and we need to output a final array in uh, increasing order basically. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6. That is uh, merging both of the two arrays and giving a final increasing order array. So the simplest solution that exists here is key. Uh, we could add the elements from nums2 to nums1 and then sort them. But that would take up a extra time complexity of n log n, which we would require in sorting. Another approach is we could like first sort and in a separate array, and then add to and at the end of the array to that would definitely a better complexity, but we would require extra space, so we don't want that also. So the best and the most optimal solution that exists here is we could start from the end, check if the current element is greater in which of the arrays. Is it greater than nums1 or is it greater than nums2, and then add it the end, and then move back a pointer from the subsequent array. Like for example, here 6 is the greatest element, so we'll add 6 at the end and move the pointer to n minus 1 at position. And subsequently, then we add 5, then we add 3, then we add 3 from the nums1, then we add 2, then we add 2 from nums2, and then we add 1. So now as I've discussed my approach, I'll start it, I'll start to code it. So let's say uh, our first pointer, that is k, it should begin from the end of the first array, that is nums1. So it will be k is equals to m minus 1. A second pointer, that is the pointer for the nums2 array, we'll start it from n minus 1, that is the last index of the nums2 array. And for the final, we'll keep a pointer for the nums1 array that we're keeping to actually add the elements. So we'll keep it int, suppose x is equals to n plus m minus 1. So we need to do this till like we are actually adding the element directly to nums1. So we need to actually do it till the nums2 array, that is j, is actually not, we have not reached 0. Suppose we have reached the end of nums2. Now we know कि nums1 elements are actually in their correct position, so we don't need to actually modify them. So we'll do it till j is actually greater than 0. Once it reaches lesser than 0, we know कि the elements are actually in their correct order and no modification is needed whatsoever. So while uh, um, I is greater than 0, because key we want key if I is not actually greater than 0, uh, so okay, maybe while loop here and if here instead. So if I is greater than 0, so if we have not reached the end of the nums I array, then we should then only we should check key and nums 1 nums 1 is a name and nums pointer I uh, oh, okay, so nums current pointer is k and nums 2 current pointer is j. Okay, so if nums 1 is actually greater than nums 2, what we will do is we will add to we'll modify the nums 1 x, that is the current element we are replacing in nums 1. We'll replace it with nums I x I is equals to nums 1 k minus minus. Why we are doing k minus minus? Because after we have done the replacement for x, we'll after that we will subtract the index by 1 so that we move on to the next index. That is, for example, we are when we are done with nth index, we'll move on to the nth minus index, 1 minus index. Same for the nums one element, that is k, because when we are actually replacing it with 3, we know key 3 is now done, so we move on to the next smaller element, that is 2. So if when we are done with this, the uh, else we need to add a else case. Else if I is not greater than 0, or and then the nums 1 element is not actually greater than the nums 2 element, what we need to do is we should add nums 1 element x is equals to nums 2 dot j minus minus. Same thing for the second array. And now we need to don't need to return anything, so we could just hit run and see if it's working fine. So there's an error, undeclared element I. So okay, so I is not actually, it is k. Like must have confused it. Like most of the times I use is I. So yeah. So let's see if it's working fine for all the test cases. So yeah, it's working fine. So yeah, that's it. And like it's n. It takes the time n plus m because we are iterating each of the array only once, and we are not using extra space at all. Only constant space as 3 pointers. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.